Face masks are everywhere. There are even some states that are requiring you to wear them when you go to the store or even just out in public. Today we're going to be looking at a company called Mission, and Mission has made their cooling neck gaiters, but they're also advertising them as face masks. Let's see. Ready? Face mask. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. And my channel is dedicated to reviewing mostly as seen on TV items. I actually found this in the as seen on TV section. I look at some consumer gadgets, other household items. Once in a while I do a little bit of a DIY just because I like to. If that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and click that bell so you're notified every time I release a video just like this one. Now, let's take a closer look at this cooling neck gaiter that's also a face mask and see if this can help us out. Let's unbox this neck gaiter that I purchased for just about 20 bucks at my local as seen on TV retailer. Now I thought 20 bucks was kind of expensive, but it is reusable, so maybe that'll be worth it. Alright, so here it is. This happens to be like a light blue color, and they say it measures 10 inches by 21 inches. This material does have an elasticness to it, or the properties are very elastic. They say it's a proprietary material, and there's the logo here for Mission at what I would guess would be the top. So this is actually marketed for a cooling feature. Like if you get this wet and then you wring it out and you put it on, it's supposed to keep you cool for up to 2 hours. And yes, we are going to test that, but now they're saying it can also be used as a face mask, as it can keep away dust or pollen, other such things when you're breathing in. So they recommend before you use it first, you must go wash and dry it. So we are going to go do that now and then test it out. Directions say to wash before first use, so let's wash it and then dry it on low and see how it works out. Alright, we have our Mission face mask and neck cover. Temperature before getting it wet, we're at about 79 degrees. Alright, so they tell us to get this thing wet, wring it out, maybe even twist it. And now for the next 2 hours, this is supposed to keep us cool. Let's see what a temperature change we have here just with the cool water. Oop, it's a few degrees, not many, but 5. And now what we're going to do is we'll test this over the next 2 hours to see if it keeps us cool. I decided to let the water run a little longer. I realized I just turned it on and maybe the water in the pipe wasn't that cool. So now I let it run for just a little bit before trying it, and instead of that temperature we are now, oh, that's much better, in the mid 60s. Alright, so that could be a recommendation, get the water a little cooler. I have wrung this thing out and now I'm going to use this over the next 2 hours and I'm going to see if it keeps me cool and also if this changes in temperature over the time. So I'm just outside doing some yard work. I've got my Arctic hat on. Can you believe it's already been a year since I did my original review of the Arctic hat? Time sure flies when you're having fun. Anyway, like I said, I did this about a year ago, the review on this hat, and I still use it all the time. When I'm out here in the hot sun or just relaxing, I like it because it keeps me cool. Anyway, we're not looking at that today. We're looking at these neck wraps by a company called Mission, and they do all sorts of cooling things. So what I like about this is when I am doing yard work, I can put it up over my nose, my ears. Clearly my mouth is already covered, and so I don't worry about grass getting in my mouth or here, and I can put a pair of glasses on. I can be pretty well covered because whenever I mow the lawn and there's a slight bit of wind, it all gets blown right back on you, and that just throws your allergies out there, and I just don't care for that. Anyway, we took our temperature on the inside when we first got this wet. Now mind you, that was about 30 minutes ago, so let's see, what is this thing reading at now? It's reading at 81 degrees, and 81 seems a little warm, but let's see what my head is reading at. 91. So it is keeping me at least that much cooler. Now where it's bunched up down here, I'm sure it's cooler because it's all bound up together, and normally I keep it right here around my neck. So we're going to keep checking in as I'm working out here getting the lawn cut and such. 30 minutes done, still keeping me cool. During the course of this video, I'm going to show you a few different ways to wear this. Now, they say you can wear it 12 plus ways. I'm not going to go over all 12 ways, but I am going to show you the mask, the face mask feature, since that's what it's being newly marketed for. So they say you can just bring this up. There's this elastic that goes across your nose. You can bring it up over your ears. It doesn't have to be. And that's the face mask, right? And absolutely it works. It's breathable. I can talk. It is a little warm if I don't have it cooled, like wet, for the cooling feature, but all face masks are that way. I will say, I wore this for a few hours earlier today, and the bridge of my nose right here got bright red, like it had something being pushed against it, and it was very frustrating. So what I ended up doing is I ended up pulling it up like this, reaching down here below my chin, pulling this material down, and then wrapping it up. What I did is I took that pressure off the tip of my nose, and it takes a little fiddling around what works for you. I can still breathe, I can still talk, but I don't have that direct pressure. May work for you, may not. I just wanted to point out all the different options. Whew, it's hot out here. That sun way up there is beating down some fierce heat. Anyway, so it's about an hour in. Things are going good. I switched it up a little bit, and I'm wearing this just like a hat or so. And I flip them back and forth. So sometimes I'll wear this end, sometimes I'll wear this end, because as this one's closer to the sun and beating down on me, it gets warmer, and I'll flip them. And so to retain the cooling part, let's see what my temperature is like anyway. Let me shoot this little towel here. It is about 82 degrees. And let's see, I'm probably around that same temperature. Oh, I'm 90. Wow, it is keeping me cool. I've definitely thought it was going to be warmer than that because it definitely feels warm here, but I do flip it around. But as I'm working out here, it's keeping me cool. My shirt is pretty wet. I don't know if that's a mix between sweat and this. It's probably that's what it is. But just note that for yourself. You're going to get a little wet, or your shirt's going to be wet. But it's keeping me cool, and I definitely like that. So, what are your thoughts of this? First, as the cooling neck gaiter, maybe face mask, cooling face mask feature, or headwear, whatever. What are your thoughts on the cooling aspects of this? Something you would use, something not? Also, what are your thoughts about the face masks? Good idea, not good idea, something good to have around, maybe overpriced? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. 90 minutes down. Let's take a quick look. We got some peaches growing here on these trees. I'm hoping in a few weeks we're going to have some really delicious peaches. That's if the deer and the bugs don't eat them all, because that tends to happen. Anyway, I'm switching things up still some more. I'm still wearing it on top of my head like this, but I've included my other hat on top. Now, like I said earlier, I like my Arctic hat. You can use any hat that you want, but I feel this keeps the sun away, plus it keeps the cool part locked inside here. So even a regular hat, just having that barrier is definitely something that's helpful. I do like this part being on the back here of my neck because it just feels cool back there. And sometimes when you're out here in this type of temperatures and the sun's beating down all day, it's nicer just to keep you cool. All right, so what did I say? We're 90 minutes in. Let's ditch this hat a little bit. All right. This is now reading at, let's see, it didn't read. It says 84 degrees. What am I? Well, I'm 89, so I guess I fluctuate based on wherever. But you know what? I still feel the cool sensation from this, and it's, for lack of a better word, pretty cool. I'm at the 2-hour mark, and you can see that I've switched this up to more of like a scarf style. I don't know if you can hear the mower, but my wife's finishing the lawn over there, and I'm really excited about it. I did this part. What do you think? Not so bad. It needed to be done. It was really, really long. Anyway, like I said, I have it in a scarf function, or just wrapped around just like a scarf. I'll be honest with you, when I had it wrapped around my neck, I felt like it was too constricting, and I didn't really like it after a while. Now, covering my face, yeah, that was great for when I was mowing the lawn so the grass didn't blow in my mouth or my nose, but that too was constricting, and especially being wet up against my skin, I didn't care for that a whole lot. I do notice when it's bunched up like this, it feels a lot colder or cooler than when it was just stretched out against my skin. Now, I have not reapplied any water, and it's been 2 hours since I first did it, and I've been working out here. It's getting cooler. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening. But I'll show you what this temperature, let me make sure I get it on the scarf. There we go. So it says it's reading it at 76 degrees, which is lower than when it was at the 90-minute mark, and that's because it's all bunched up. Now, my skin is still hot. What is that, 90 degrees? So it's still warm out here, but it's just interesting to have it all bunched up, and that's something I wanted you to know. Now, I've got to get back to work and finish this up before dinner, but I just wanted to give you my final update, 2-hour mark. I still like this, although I don't care for it around my face and my neck, because that was really just uncomfortable. And looking at Mission's cooling neck gaiter that's also being advertised as a face mask or a cooling face mask. And let's be honest, face masks are warm and sometimes hot and uncomfortable, and having a cool one makes sense. So I tried out the cooling feature. I ran it under cool water and then maybe a little more cool water, wrung it out, took it outside, I stretched it around my neck, and I had it there 30 minutes. Felt great. I felt cooler. Definitely helped me out. I wore this up over my face like a face mask. Still wet, still cool. It was great when I was mowing the lawn. It blocked grass from spraying into my face, and I really liked that. That's something I really think was beneficial for me. After that hour mark, I started getting irritated, right? It felt too thick around my neck. This does say one size fits most, and maybe my neck is too big, but I felt almost like this is constricting. Even when this was against my skin, I thought, man, I don't like it wet on my skin. They do recommend you get the best cooling when it's on your skin like that, and I disagreed. After the hour mark, I ended up switching it around and putting it on my head, and I loved that. It kept my head cool. I had a hat on. It kept my neck cool. I could switch it around, and I got a lot of good use out of that. And toward the end, I ended up just wrapping it around my neck like a scarf. And to be honest with you, I got the most cooling this way, which I thought was interesting. Towards the 2-hour mark, it actually got cooler. And the only thing I can think of, it was bunched up and tucked in my shirt, just like that. And it provided me a whole lot more cooling than when I had it out exposed to the sun. And I really like that part. That's what I'll probably be using this for. Definitely using it as a face mask when I mow the lawn, and then maybe when I'm working outside, wrapping it around my neck that way. Like I said, I did spend $20 on this, which is to me a little expensive. Maybe though, since it's washable and you can reuse it, it might be a good value there. Anyway, this was Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of the Mission Cooling Neck Gaiter / face mask. That's awesome. During this video, you saw me wearing my Arctic hat. I love that hat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link that original video right up here. I would love it if you would click on this link. And, well, make sure you're logged into YouTube so you can see it pop up here. And by the magic of the internet, I'm going to join you at this review. I'll see you there. Go ahead, click it. It's safe. I promise.